During the Second World War, over 16 million Americans had served in the war effort by 1945. Though many tend to think it was mainly the men who formed the majority of the fighting in the European and Pacific theaters, there was also a large home effort to support these soldiers. This role was done mainly by the women of America. One of these women was Mary Cameron, a jubilant and vibrant young woman at the time. Mary Cameron was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on November 8, 1921. She was raised by her loving father and a mother whom Mary herself would later describe as different. She also lived with her 3 brothers, Dave, Bob, and Joseph. A young Mary was then sent to an all-girls private Catholic school in Philadelphia from grades 8 through 12. During her years in this school, she, along with the other 19 girls of the class, learned to sing. This small talent would soon become a large part of Mary's world, as she soon found she had developed a strong love for singing and began to sing at every open opportunity. However, her passion for singing would have to be put on hold as Mary pursued a field in medicine after high school. This other passion would form the majority of her professional career. She spent several years training and working on the 18th floor of a hematology lab in Wisconsin. During the war, Mary put her singing abilities to the test at the prestigious Stage Door Canteen. At the canteen, Mary would sing and perform to the soldiers who had returned from the war. Mary herself was very talented and never had stage fright while singing. However, there were some rules at the canteen, such as the rule where women could not meet the men frequenting the canteen outside or dance with any one man for too long. She explained this was because many soldiers suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, which was not yet identified as such. This was something she and the other dancers had to be very sensitive about. During this time, Mary also met her husband, Bob, and the two of them would later go on to have 3 children together. Mary also served in the home war effort in 2 other ways. The first was she briefly worked in Bendix Aviation, making various airplane parts. Mary enjoyed her job, though makeup was prohibited where she worked. Mary also served as a med tech in Chico State, California. Here, she reflects at the amazing medical advances available for the soldiers by saying, "Of all the things to occur during the war, the advances in medicine were by far the best. There was a significant number of serious facial injuries from the war at the hospital I worked at. They started using the fairly new technique of skin grafting. The doctors used the healthy skin from the soldier's forearm and surgically attached it to his face where there was an injury. Once the tissue took to the face, the forearm was surgically repaired, and the patient had a healthy graft to repair the injury to his face." And so it was that Mary Cameron, though she was not a soldier, served her country in these many roles. After the war, she moved out to California with her husband, whom she had met during the war. Mary served on the Fresno Rose Society for 2 years. At her home in Fresno, she had over 200 roses. Today, Mary lives in the Village Green retirement home, where her charisma and love for others has blossomed in the form of establishing a rose garden for all to enjoy. She also established a library for the enjoyment of all. Mary reminds us all that it's the small things that make a big difference. She also said that from everything that has happened in her life, she absolutely hates war and always will. A final thing Mary can leave all future generations with is the warning that despite the era she lived in, all of our generations will have it the most difficult. But despite all of this, she is proud of her role in the war era and does not have any regrets. She is simply full of a joy that she hopes will spread to others through her story.